Welcome back to Reliving Retro. This is the Season 5 recap episode. We are going to rank the 12 games that we played for the past summer, basically. And how you doing, buddy? It's been a bit.
It's been a little while. Yeah, I've been pretty good, dude. How about you?
I've been great. You went on vacation for about a week, and then I went on vacation for about a week, and then we both went mysteriously missing for about another week or so. We just had some schedule issues. Sometimes things just don't line up, so that happened. But we're looking to get back on schedule here. We're going to release this episode. It's going to come out on a Friday, and then a week from now, we'll have the Chrono Trigger episode out. And how much of Chrono Trigger have you been playing?
I'm at the last level. The last zone, really. Got about 22 hours into it, maybe.
Nice. Okay. I haven't gotten to about half of what you've played yet, but what I have played, I've enjoyed a lot. Spoiler alert. I have had a great time with it. And I've been doing a lot of research on like the story and some of the background stuff. So I'm definitely enjoying the game though. I'm pretty excited to talk about that one actually. Yeah, because I'm curious because I know it's one of like your favorites of all time. Like, what you're gonna give it for ratings? Like, if this is gonna be a Super Mario World situation for you, I guess we'll see there. All right, so for this episode, we like to kind of recap the 12 games that we played throughout Season 5, and again, our definition of how we're going to rank these is basically, I mean, at least for me, I'm speaking for myself here. Yaiser can tell you how he's going to do it. But basically for me, it's like, how much fun did I have playing that game? Do I look forward to playing it again anytime soon or, anything like that? So is that basically how you do your rankings as well?
Yeah, pretty much. A lot of these they're based on how much fun I had because a lot of these I would never go back and play again.
Yeah, I get that.
So a lot of them are a definite no. So yeah, they're basically based on
how much fun you had at the time. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand that. So this season was full of a bunch of meh games, I guess is the best way to describe it. Yeah. In my opinion, we didn't really have any like banger 4-star games. You know what I mean?
I think we had one.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we have. I guess my ratings will tell the story when we get there. But other than that, there wasn't anything. I didn't think there was anything like crazy, right? There's no Link to the Past, no Super Mario World, no Super Mario 64, nothing like that really in this season. There are some games on here that have some critical acclaim behind them, which, we'll get to those games. Whether or not we felt the same way is a different story. But let's kick it off here. Why don't you go ahead and tell me what your number 12, your least favorite game of the season was?
I'm going to switch it because thinking about it, Tenchu 2, I think, was the worst game we played this season.
Okay. And you know what? I'm going to hop on that train with you. Tenchu 2 is also the one that I had as the worst.
Yeah,
this game was frustrating right from the get-go. And really, it's just the lack of direction. And I was watching our good buddy DMC play Parasite Eve on Twitch. This game came out years before Tenchu 2 did, and it looked like a million times better. It looked like he was playing a PS2 game in comparison. Oh, wow. Tenchu 2, if I could go back, I think I might even give... I gave the visuals a 3, which was super generous. I think... Let's see. I gave it a 3, you gave it a 3, and Amber gave it a 3.5. I think...
What are we doing?
I don't know. I was very generous, I think. I think if I were to go back, I might give visuals a 1.5 or something. Because the visuals on that game were rough.
Yeah.
The best part about that game was the gameplay, and it wasn't great.
Yeah, no, not really. I think I had it initially at 11 because I wanted to like it.
Yeah.
Because, samurai creeping through the katana, it sounds like my kind of game, but it was just so bad. I had to knock it back down for sure.
Yeah, it wasn't really executed that well. I'm afraid this is one of them where like I never played the first one. So playing the sequel, finding out it was this bad, and hearing that like people prefer the second over the first, I'm for sure never going to touch Tenchu 1. I don't think I could ever do that to myself.
Mm-mm.
But this was a nice way to knock out 2 games, I guess, with one playthrough, because now I don't have to touch Tenchu.
Yep. Never.
All right, are you ready to move on to number 11?
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right,
Yeah,
what do
yeah.
you got?
I got Shadowrun for Sega Genesis. I played, right?
That's true. Yeah, I played the SNES version. I wonder if that has any impact on our rankings, because I didn't have it this low. I found some of the mechanics of the game to be pretty fun. However, also pretty cryptic. What was your biggest gripe with the game?
Basically the fact that I had no idea what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And the combat, I was just dying. If I came across somebody who wanted to kill me, they were
Mm-hmm.
gonna kill me.
Yeah,
And
it's
that
just
was
too hard,
miserable.
huh? It was
Yeah.
auto aim though, right?
I don't know.
For
I
the
couldn't
Genesis.
really figure it out, man.
So I remember that the SNES had that like kind of like cursor aim, where I had to aim it with the D-pad, like the cursor on
Right.
screen.
Yeah.
So it was actually like a really tough game. But once you got the hang of the whole cursor thing, I thought it actually made it more fun than the Genesis version looked. There is quite a bit of a learning curve though. So I wonder if you played the Genesis, or if you played the SNES version, I wonder if you would like that version better.
Maybe.
Um,
Maybe. It did get a little easier once I got a couple missions complete and actually bought like a decent weapon.
yeah.
Got a little easier, but still not that fun.
Yeah, this game was tough though. I remember I kept dying at like the gauntlet in the junkyard, and I just died and died and died and died and died, and yeah, it wasn't super enjoyable. I'll say that
No.
for sure. It did make it higher up on my list though. Number 11 for me was Paperboy, which
Oh.
you might find a little surprising, because initially I would have said I would have liked this game. I thought I would have liked Paperboy. I played it all the time when I was a kid, and I don't know. It might have technically been like a top 10, top 15 NES game for me. Like if I had to make a top 10 NES list, but I think maybe trying to play it for a week kind of ruined the game for me, because I
Oh.
realized like how extremely frustrating it is playing it for hours at a time, rather than how I used to play it, which is only for like 10 to 30 minutes at a time.
Yeah, I think I only played for like 30 minutes.
It's probably why it's higher up on your list. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
The more
actually.
I played of it, was kind of it was tough. It was annoying. Oh man. So I'm curious to
get
see
it.
where it ends up on yours.
Yeah, we'll see.
What do you got for number 10?
These two, 9 and 10, I kind of had a little trouble ranking also. I'm gonna go Solomon's Key at 10 though.
Okay. I'm a little surprised. This one ended up a lot higher on my list than I thought it was going to. Um, it's funny because I was just talking about Paperboy and how Paperboy definitely fell out of my top 10 for NES. Solomon's Key might have jumped into my top 10.
Oh wow.
Yeah, which is maybe a little surprising, but I really enjoyed it. What was your least favorite part about Solomon's Key?
I don't know. I'm not a huge puzzle game fan to begin with, and I feel like some of those levels were not. I don't know. I don't want to say counterintuitive, but like not. I don't know. It's like I don't know. It's just weird. Just fucking weird, dude. Like I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair. Solomon's Key for me, I thought had some pretty interesting level design for the. I mean, I only got to like the first like 13 levels. Apparently, there's like 60 or so of them. That to me is a huge flaw. You don't need that many levels in a puzzle game, not ever. Number 10 for me, I'm surprised it hasn't come up on your list yet, because I thought I enjoyed this game more than you. But General Chaos for me. Now, you did beat this game. I didn't. I couldn't stomach it. But you managed to stick it out, and you actually beat it. So kudos to you. My least favorite part of General Chaos was in fact the chaos. I couldn't deal with
chaotic.
managing 5 people at once.
Yeah.
I'm more of a turn-based kind of guy, not like the whole like they're coming at me and moving all around, and I have to also move my guys around, but I can barely control like one character. So having to control 5 was really, really tough, and huge learning curve to this game. I think you would have to play it for a few hours before you could even really understand what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, yeah, I would agree with that.
All right, what do you have for number 9?
Twisted Metal.
Hey, we matched up again, buddy. I also have Twisted Metal at number 9, and this is the one that I was talking about before in the intro, where I talked about a game that has some critical acclaim behind it, and there's even a new TV series out. I haven't been able to watch the TV series yet. It is something
No,
that
me
I
either.
have on my list, quote unquote. But the game was just so underwhelming compared to what I remembered it as a kid. But I don't know if that's maybe because I played Twisted Metal 2 and 3 more. So maybe
Yeah,
that's what I'm remembering. I'm remembering that fun gameplay, but you had a similar problem, right?
yeah. That's I'm gonna hope that's what the case is,
Right.
and let's hope 2 and 3 are a lot better, like we remembered.
This is very opposite feeling of Tenchu to me. Playing Tenchu 2 made me like, I'm okay. I'm never going back to play Tenchu 1. But playing Twisted Metal, I'm like, you know what? I can see like glimpses of the fun I had when I was a kid. But it's just surrounded in gray, dark areas, and I can't see what I'm doing.
Right, it's awful.
It was so hard to see what I was supposed to be doing. A couple of the levels were so hard to see your character, or I mean, not your character, but the characters that you were supposed to be fighting against.
Oh yeah, like I don't know how are you supposed to even? I don't know how you're even supposed to see him, but
Who's the motorcycle guy? Mr. Grimm? Is that his name?
Mr. Grimm, yeah.
Dude, that dude in like the circle arena was so hard to find. If you ever had to play Mr. Grimm in the circle arena, like on the first level, good luck, buddy. That's tough.
Yeah, that was brutal.
I wasn't having a great time.
Biggest disappointment of the season?
Yeah, that might be it. So we're gonna do our yearly awards thing again at the end of the year, which is coming up here. It's definitely got a shot for biggest disappointment for video game of the year, I think. Yeah, it makes me so sad. I can't wait to do Twisted Metal 2 though. Hopefully it has its like some redeeming quality to it, because Twisted Metal 1 was such a disappointment.
It'd be really disappointing if it was just as bad.
Yeah, then I wouldn't even care to play Twisted Metal 3
No.
because Twisted Metal 2 and 4, I guess, are supposed to be the best. So, yeah, I don't know. Twisted Metal definitely a big disappointment here, falling at number 9 for both of our lists. Who do you have at number 8?
Number 8 is where I had General Chaos.
Okay, so we're kind of swapping. We're kind of swapping these. Oh, well, not swapping, I guess, but you have General Chaos there, and this is where I had Shadowrun.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, so I mean, have Shadowrun a ton higher than you, but
this whole bottom of the list, like,
pretty interchangeable.
Basically, yeah. None of them were good games, I don't think. But I don't know. Maybe because I beat it, I put it higher. I was like, I must have enjoyed it enough to fucking beat it, right? But
enough to stick through it, yeah, right?
Yeah, I did kind of enjoy trying to control all these dudes at once. So I think I was maybe getting the hang of it. But once they send you into the other battle and you got to fight from the other side, I don't know if it's harder after that, but I don't even think I beat one battle.
Yeah, I didn't even get that far, so I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah,
I couldn't even tell you. Yeah, General Chaos is, again, one of those games that I just found incredibly overwhelming. Now, I didn't know that you could play 2 players for this one, so that would have been fun to go back and do. I think a lot of these games, from what we found out from our guests, who, if you guys don't know, our guests usually know more about the games than we do, which is why we bring them on. It's kind of like, it's nice that they know more than us, right? Because we're playing these games for the first time, or for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, at least one of us usually.
Yeah. So when we find out from the guests that, like, you should have checked out the multiplayer because the multiplayer is a lot of fun, had a lot of memories, whatever. So, some of these games we should do like a revisited on it at some point if we ever get any time to do like some multiplayer action, because that would be cool. Like I said, I had Shadowrun at number 8. Who do you have at number 7?
7, I got. This might disappoint you, but I got Metal Gear Solid down at number 7.
You know what? It does. It does disappoint me. No,
I don't think I got it, man.
I get it. I mean, I get that you don't got it. You know what I mean? I get it. I I liked that game. I thought that game was that to me might be up there. Like if we're talking about Twisted Metal is like most disappointing. I thought Metal Gear Solid for the Game Boy Color might be like the most surprisingly good game that we played so far.
Yeah.
And I think in my opinion, it's like I didn't expect so much from a Game Boy game. I think that's why it kind of blew me away so much. If I played the same exact game for like the PlayStation, you know what I mean? I think it would just be like, it's all right. But the fact that it was like a Game Boy Color game, I was like, wow, they pulled out all the stops for this game, and that's super impressive. So I think that's my reasoning for that.
I could get that.
Yeah, I mean, I have it higher, not a whole lot higher, but I have it a little bit higher. At 7, I have Mega Man X5.
Oh wow.
Yeah, where were you at? Well, no, never mind. I was just gonna ask you where you put it, but I'll find out, right? I found it incredibly annoying at times. It was hard, but it wasn't the thing that I did like about it is that it was very forgiving, right? You had essentially unlimited continues. And it left you off basically right where you died. So that part of it was very unforgiving. I also just hated the fact that you had to like if you had Mega Man X and you were playing as him, right? And then you had like the whatever the suit is called. I can't even remember what the suit is called. But like you had to like select the suit. Like why would I want to play without the suit? Just give me the suit. And then like I played like the first like 3 levels without it because I assumed I had to like work up to it or something. And then chat's like, "Why aren't you using the suit?" And I'm like, "How do you use the suit?" And they're like, "Oh, you have to press like select like when you choose your level or whatever." I'm like, "Why would I have to do that? Why doesn't it just give me the suit? It's not a different character." Anyway.
Yeah, I played as I didn't even play as X. I played as Zero for most of it, and I have no idea how to use any of those upgrades. I just tried, and I killed as many bosses as I could.
Yeah, the boss battles for what it's worth, the boss battles were fun.
Yeah,
and I think that's why you liked it so much, right? Because it's
I think so.
It's get through the level, get to the hard boss, right? Like the levels themselves weren't that hard.
No,
it was mostly the bosses, and you're in it for the boss fights.
That's me.
So I get it. I wouldn't be surprised. Don't give me any clues, but I wouldn't be surprised if Mega Man X5 is a top 3 game for you this season. Let's get to number 6, though. This is the top half of the list. Okay, so this is all these were all bottom half games until we get to here. So what made it top half of the list for you?
Perfect Dark squeezed in at number 6.
Hey man, twinsies. I got Perfect Dark at number 6 as well. And this is another one that I really regret not being able to get together to play multiplayer for because as Stika said when he was on for the show, he said that the multiplayer was the best part about this game. And which I'm sure like
GoldenEye, right?
Yeah, but it even had like more like modes and stuff like that than GoldenEye has. So that's one I definitely, even if it's not even for the show, at some point I want to get together and play some Perfect Dark multiplayer because I want to give it a shot.
All right.
It seems like so far what I've been able to the data that I've acquired through doing this show is that N64 games single player mode experience, maybe 3 to 6 of them are worth playing, right? All the other ones are so much better when you have somebody to play with.
Yeah.
So like I mean I'm thinking like Ocarina of Time is probably up there, Super Mario 64, right? Like you want to play those games by yourself.
Yeah.
But most of these games I think are probably better with a friend.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree probably.
What do you have at number 5?
Number 5, I got Paperboy at number 5.
Wow,
I had fun because I only played it for 35 minutes.
That made it high for you. I'm surprised.
I didn't overdo it.
Now
it sounds like you overdid it.
yeah, a little bit too much Paperboy. You can't stream Paperboy for 3 hours straight. That's what I've learned. That's a long time. It's too much Paperboy. Paperboy is a good game to just pick up and play for 10 to 30 minutes, but you know, in small doses it's good. I think I overdosed on Paperboy and it's not great, not a great time. Solomon's Key was my number 5. Wow. So we both had NES games there. Solomon's Key I just had a lot of fun with. I liked the puzzle aspect. Again, the biggest drawback to it is that it has like 60 some odd levels, and I can't be bothered to beat more than 10 of them. So
Yeah, that's too many.
you had too many in there, whoever developed
What level was the one that you had to beat for me?
5. No,
That's as
6.
far as
The
I
one,
got.
the one where you jump back and forth
Yeah,
and go,
dude, I
yeah,
couldn't
like
figure that out,
shoot
dude.
the fireballs from each side. Yeah, that one's
Yep.
fun once you understand how to like do it, where you build the block in front of where they shoot, and then you jump and build another block, and you keep going back and forth.
Yeah.
That one's a good time once you know how to do it. What's your least favorite thing about Paperboy though?
Just crashing into shit that wouldn't normally knock you down if you ran over it on a bike. You know?
Oh, like the sewer grate?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really
Sewer
stupid.
grate. Fucking dogs.
Yeah. So the sewer grate's really dumb. And then I always hated that the car is parked there, like so close to the curb. It doesn't look like you can go around it. You can't go in between. You have to go around like to the right. And it doesn't look like the guy could even go that far. But yeah, Paperboy was very, very annoying to me. And I hate that it has the same, like Paperboy and Castlevania share a same enemy, which is the Grim Reaper, which I just think is the silliest thing in all of gaming.
Oh.
Like that shouldn't be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
As the Paperboy and as Simon Belmont, you shouldn't have to fight the same thing.
Yeah.
Just point that out.
Yeah. That's a good point.
All right. We're whipping through these here. Number 4 for you.
No Mercy.
Okay. Pretty close to where I had it. What would you say was the drawback to No Mercy, other than the fact that we played it on a crappy emulator and it kept glitching out?
That was an aspect. The controls, man. I
You
felt
didn't
were
like 'em?
awful. No.
Okay, so I get that, but I do think that the developers have made a fantastic choice in the sense that controlling your character, they use the D-pad instead of the analog stick. I think using the analog stick would have been an absolute nightmare. I think they did the best they could.
Yeah, but I mean, I basically like how to do certain shit, like how to climb the fucking ladder, how to climb the
Very
cage. Like,
unintuitive. Yeah.
the hell, you have to open the book to figure that out back in the day?
Yeah.
You didn't have
Yeah.
Google.
It was what C up and A you had to tap to get out of the cage, and then C up and B to get the belt or whatever. Whatever
Yeah.
it was, they switched them for no reason. It could have been the same thing.
So dumb.
I agree with you there. That was nonsensical and stupid.
Hated it.
Yeah, that was very
It was pretty fun though. But if I played it one player, it would be at the bottom of the list.
Probably would have had a nightmare. Yeah. So I'm saying with these N64 games, man, it's a one-player experience, you're just like, I can do without this game ever being in my life again.
Yeah.
But playing it with a friend, it's kind of like, I could play this again, drunk with my friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if we were all drinking at my house and I was like, let's fire up No Mercy, you'd be like, all right,
let's do it.
Yeah, I'd play. You know what I mean?
Okay.
All right, number 4 for me was Metal Gear Solid for the Game Boy Color. Like I said, this game absolutely blew me away. A lot of the technical stuff blew me away, like how good the sound was. The visuals looked amazing as far as like the animations, Snake's bandana waving as he's running, and just his running animation in general, I thought was really good.
Yeah.
The NPCs in this game were smarter than they should have been. Although I did have a TikTok where I talked about how dumb they were, because I'd literally be hiding behind boxes in a room and they're just like, let's not check behind those boxes. But in the sense that like they could, look around and then move on, I thought was cool.
Yeah.
So that game blew me away for being a Game Boy game. I understand if you didn't like the game at its core, but I think just for what it offered on a handheld system, and then also the fact that other than like the 6 to 8 hour story mode that you also had all of the training missions that you could do, which was like, I don't remember the number, so I don't want to be wrong and say a wrong number, but it was a good amount of like missions you could do. So just to get that many hours out of a Game Boy game that wasn't an RPG, I thought was pretty impressive.
Yeah, I see where you come from.
Top 3 time, buddy. What do you got coming in third?
Number 3, I got Crash Bandicoot.
Very nice. This didn't seem like one that you enjoyed when we first played through it. Is this a more of a product of the slate of games we played, or is it kind of?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
Kind of like, well, I didn't have that much fun playing it, but it's Crash Bandicoot, and it seems wrong to have it lower than most of these.
Yeah. 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 Definitely, it's what happened. So I have little side notes next to my list here.
Yep.
Number 1 says very fun. Number
Good.
2 says pretty fun. 3 and 4 say kind of fun.
Okay. Okay.
5 and 6 say okay,
Okay. Yep.
and the rest are ass.
It's just ass, huh? For the last 6? Is that what it was?
Yep.
All right. That's cool.
So, did I love the game? No, but it was top 3 this season for me, for sure.
Yeah. I had WWF No Mercy for mine.
That's fair.
Which means one of us, I mean, we both have Kirby in the top 2, which is impressive because it's a Game Boy game. Yeah. And it's not even a Game Boy Color game. This is a black and white or green and green game, depending on what version you played.
Yeah. I had fun.
So let's move up into number 2 here. And what do you got?
I had Mega Man X5 at number 2.
That's so surprising to me that it hit that high for you. You liked it that much, huh?
It was frustrating, but I did like it. We talked about it when you pulled it up on your list, but
sure.
Yeah. I like fighting hard bosses, man.
Yeah.
And I get that. That's what this game was.
I get that. And now, did you, like, playing through this game, did you appreciate how forgiving it was in the sense that it put you right back where, like, you didn't have to start over, like, the level when you would die?
Right. Yeah. No, that was nice for sure. I tried to save state as much as I could, so I didn't even have to do that. But
yeah,
makes
sense. Would you ever go through this game again to play through as Mega Man?
Maybe if I looked up
the right order
and what to use and how to actually make it easy and beatable. Yeah, maybe.
Okay. I mean, that's pretty telling, I think, because I think most of the games that we've played, you haven't been like, I want to go back and play that game again.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I
want to go back and play the ones that Bill said were way better than this one. That's what I want.
Oh yeah, so Mega Man X and then Mega Man X4, I think he said were the best ones to play.
Yeah.
Mega Man X, I'll be super excited to get to at some point.
Fuck yeah.
It's the Super Nintendo game, so obviously being the Super Nintendo guy, got to go back and play that.
Right.
But off the top of my head, I can only think of a few that you've actually gone back and like played again after the game, like after the week was over. Wild Guns, obviously Mario Baseball.
Oh yeah,
played that quite a bit. Those are the main two, I think. Fable, yeah, you continued on and beat that game, right? And then you went and beat the extra story, right?
I didn't beat the I don't know if it was it's not DLC, right? It's an expansion, I guess. But
yeah,
I didn't get all the way through it, but
yeah. But the guy you sent me a picture of your character from that game, and I was like, nah, you played a different game than me. Like, you look like you're like World of Warcraft tiered out. Like, I couldn't even comprehend how you got that gear. I'm still looking like the little kid that grew up in the village, like, you know what I mean? Trying to find that dude that cheated on his wife at the very beginning of the game. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I was still that kid somehow. I'm like, I don't know how he did all this. That's nuts.
Yeah,
number 2 for me
on that one.
Number 2 for me was Kirby's Dream Land.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely loved this game. Thought it was so much fun. Played it on the Switch, so it had a lot of it was very easy to just rewind every time I messed up. But then, to be fair, I did beat it live on stream on a Game Boy emulator with no like save states and no rewinds and stuff like that. So was able to get it done kind of the natural way.
That's awesome. Did you ever jump into New Game Plus?
I did. Yep. I beat the tree, and then the next boss was like, I was like, nah, I'm good.
Oh, the fucking flying thing, probably.
I don't remember which one I did.
That was hard as fuck, dude.
Yeah, New Game Plus was a lot harder. Even the tree was like, I was over it. You know what I mean? I think I got to him like 3 times or something like that before I actually beat him. Kirby was so good. Very, very surprised by it. I think that one is actually one of the leading candidates for most surprising game of the year. You agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm trying to think of like what other games would be the most surprising of the year, but Kirby is definitely up there for me.
Yeah, I have to go back and look.
I think Contra 3 might be up there for me. I know you weren't a huge fan of that one. I'm I'm just trying to look at some of these other. Yeah, I don't know. I really think that one's up there.
Yeah, for sure. Surprised the hell out of me.
All right, your
And,
number one game.
yeah, I had that at number one.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you're talking about being surprised by a Game Boy game, and like,
Facts.
I never played, like, either of us ever played a Kirby game, right?
No, that was my first ever Kirby game, which is perfect because it was the first Kirby game. So
yeah, and it fucking blew me away, dude. It was awesome. It's a great, really, really great game.
yeah, I thought it was good too.
Everybody except for DTD on New Game Plus. He just moves so fast. I couldn't figure out a way to get those stars and shoot them back at him. I couldn't move fast enough.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I didn't get that far in New Game Plus, but I can't even imagine because some of the other bosses were so hard.
Yeah, it's basically the same fight. He just moves at like 2 times speed, probably.
Yeah, so you have to be 2 times quicker.
Yeah, no, I don't know how.
But that speaks volumes, like, to how much you enjoyed the game, that you were willing to get through the entire game in New Game Plus. Now, this game is very short, which is actually why I recommend it so highly. If you don't have a whole lot of time to play video games, you can download this right on your phone, and you can play it on your phone. I mean, as long as you have like an Android or something, you know what I mean? Like, you should be able to get a good enough emulator and download it on your phone. And I'm not suggesting that that's how you do it. I'm just saying that you could do those things.
It's possible.
It's all things are possible through emulators. But number one for me was Crash Bandicoot. That one brought me right back to my childhood. Absolutely loved the Crash Bandicoot series. And number one isn't my favorite, but it was my favorite game that we played this season. Yeah, I had a great time with it. I didn't beat it, but I had a good time. Got pretty far though.
Nice,
yeah. So do any of these games make your top 5?
I'm gonna have to go back and look really quick. Let me, because I forgot all about that part of this. Let me see what I got here in top 5.
I can tell you.
Oh gosh, no, nope.
Yep. None of mine do either. Just a refresher on our top 5s here. Number 5 for Yaiser is Wild Guns. Number 4 is Suikoden 2. Number 3 is Zelda Link to the Past. Number 2 is Fable. And number 1 is Mario Superstar Baseball. And for me, I have Castlevania at number 5. Super Mario Brothers 3 at number 4. TMNT 4, Turtles in Time at number 3. Donkey Kong Country at number 2. And Super Mario World at number 1. Those are going to be really, really hard to dethrone. They've been my favorite games for 30 years.
so different, huh?
So yeah, so different. None of them are the same at all. That's crazy.
No. Well,
all of mine are platformers. I mean, I guess Castlevania is like an action platformer. I guess
action platformer. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and TMNT is a beat 'em up, so not a platformer.
Oh, but, yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Very surprising you have a sports game as number 1.
It's not just a sports game, dude.
I mean, it's at its core, it's a sports game.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, dude.
But yeah, yours is a little bit more diverse than mine is, but yours definitely has a tinge of, massive adventure to it with the Fable and Zelda and Suikoden. You definitely I feel like you're definitely attracted more to that than I am. Sometimes it's more of like I like a simple game. I'm a simple-minded man. You know what I mean?
I get it, dude. I get it.
Yeah, you start left, you go right. That's it. You jump on people in your way. It's very easy.
Yeah.
I play those games a lot. When you get into the complexities of things like Suikoden, where there's how many characters were in that game?
Too many,
right?
Yeah. It was like, I don't want to be wrong and guess, but I want to say like 60 something.
I was going to say 64. That was going to be my guess.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, there's a lot. Anyway, that's it, guys. That's our those are the top games that we played for this season. Let us know how you would rank these games in the comments below. We love to see that kind of stuff. and let us know what else you want us to play coming up for season 6 here, because it is coming up very shortly. Like I said, we're going to be playing Chrono Trigger. I've been playing it. Yaiser's been playing it. And, we have a guest coming on for that. So look out for that for next week. And until then, take care.
Peace.